I started out with an Air Force electronics training, and probably the most exciting part of that was to learn how to use test equipment and to solder. And so after I got out of the Air Force, I was looking for a job and was lucky enough to find an opening at Motorola in their microcontroller tools group, microsystems, and became a test repair technician, and eventually became a group leader and learned all about microcontrollers because I had no background. And the whole industry was coming alive at that point in time. We were
Yeah.
working on 6,800 micros. So I was able to drag myself into the engineering side and help with designing tools, and ended up being part of the engineering team for the 68000, 68020 in-circuit emulators. So pretty much really exciting high performance engineering, and had some extraordinary mentors along the way at Motorola, and then ended up moving to the Detroit area as an automotive applications engineer because I don't have a degree, and there was only one way to get promoted was to go to school and try to get enough hours that they would make that change for me. But I kept getting new managers while I was in Phoenix, and they would always say the same thing: go back to school and get good grades. And then they had a call to move field engineers, so they wanted to have more engineers supporting customers. And I went to the personnel director and said, would you make me an engineer and let me go to the field? And he said, if you can find a job, we'll promote you. And so, wonder of wonders, I found an opportunity in the Detroit area working on automotive, and I got my first promotion to beginning engineer, and now I'm on my 38th year, and I'm a senior principal engineer within NXP, and my tools experience never left me. It's, typically if you learn how to do something most people are afraid of, they never let you stop doing that. So even though I moved to the field to directly support customers, it only took them a couple of weeks before they remembered I was a toolsmith. They had me teaching how to use tools and fixing broken tools. And then there were a couple of opportunities in the factory where we needed some instant engineering support. And so I was a zero learning curve addition and worked on a couple of special projects on new in-circuit emulators. And that evolved into a little skunkworks business that I run in the Detroit sales office, where I actually design and manage a P&L where we create the missing links in the tool chain to support our customers. So it's been a lot of fun, and I still have a day job as a field applications engineer. But from my work designing tools, as the technology changed, it was no longer a given that you would get good signal integrity and EMC performance by just hooking up the wires.
Right.
And that led me to pursuing how to do good design and manage signals and become compliant, because the other side of that was my customers were having extremely terrible troubles trying to get their products to be compliant. And since we had the microcontroller or microprocessor, depending on the application, we always got blamed. So there was nobody to turn to. And we had hired some external consultants a couple of the times, and they just never came up with a good solution. It was all hit and miss voodoo stuff. And so I took it upon myself to go learn all about good design practices and signal integrity and EMC, and that led to where I'm at today.